In the beginning, when the universe was created, it must have been a cherished creation, because from the entire vastness of the cosmos, someone cast an intentional gaze upon the land we call home, Earth. There are bonds with creatures great and small, graceful elephants, majestic lions, and playful gorillas. Sculpting landscapes, each tree, each river, and each creature, and the fruits of the earth, all as old as time itself, it seems. However, even with all of the beauty of this magnificent treasure we call home, don't you feel a noticeable absence? Some distant void in the realm of all of this wonder. It is as though a missing piece of the cosmos is yearning to be found. Something is surely missing. A final masterpiece to complete the circle of creation.
Historically, Africa has been labeled as a dark continent.
In Africa, there's a proverb which says, the story of the hunt glorifies the hunter, but only because the lion cannot tell its story.
There's an African saying, you have the yam and you have the knife, so you're in total control. That's what the motion picture is.
With emotional picture, you can see this is a light for Africa, because Africa is rich. It's rich in many aspects, from the contents, from the raw material, from the technology, from the opportunities.
We have to change the narrative of our communities. We have to change the way that the world views Africa.
Looking back in history, African stories are told by people who are not from the continent. But there are so many powerful stories of hope and so many powerful stories of transformation and enrichment based on our culture, based on our values.
You know, I think that the issue with the motion picture industry in Africa is that we haven't learned to work together. And I think that this is pretty prominent in all of the Black world.
One of the most powerful things and meaningful things for me as a leader in Africa would be for African stories to be told by Africans on the continent, shaping that narrative and allowing that narrative to reach the world.
Well, in the world there are heroes, and in business, Dr. Meisner is among the heroes who have really changed the way business should be done in the world.
We are making a positive impact on business communities all around the world, in particularly in Africa. I was also asked to talk about the BNI Foundation. If you want information about the BNI Foundation, you go online, bnifoundation.com. It is a great organization. Our focus is children and education. Children represent 20% of our population, but they are 100% of our future.
If you don't know your history, if you don't know who you are, if you're not represented properly, we're wasting young people. There's a lot of young people in Africa.
One person that earns money, you haven't just fed that one person, you fed a minimum of 10 people, because we believe in the extended family system. So that person has a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, an aunt, a nephew, a niece, a village. So you just haven't fed one person, you've fed a village.
And that's what the focus of the foundation is. My late wife and I started it back in 1998, and we have supported many programs all around the world for many years now.
And it shows that Dr. Meisner, he has got a vision, he has got persistence, he's a perseverer, and he has meant it, and he has touched many people's lives. And most of the business we see around the world, when we're talking about 22 billion US dollars.
22.6 billion, that's a billion with a B, over 22.6 billion US dollars in business for our members all around the world.
The meeting was using paper slips. Members would get up from their seat, walk across to the person who gave them a referral, hand them a slip saying, thank you for closed business for a specific sum of money. And in this particular case, a member stood up and said, thank you for 15 million Kenya shillings to another member.
But you know, I always wonder, what was he thinking? I mean, what was he thinking when he started it? I know he said he never thought he would grow this big when he started it. He just wanted to help his people around him and all that. But he has touched more lives than he can even imagine.
On the business front, business owners in Uganda have had their lives transformed. You don't know the names, but there are over 200 plus business owners who wake up every week, show up at a business meeting and say, thank you for closed business. And all those thank yous are for you.
It is an economy of particular combined countries. And this is from one man on the planet who had a vision. And now we are speaking of such marvelous figures around the world being collected through his vision, through his network, through his more than 300 members around the world.
We can change it together. That is the point. We can bring the entire world together around Africa and make a significant change in how we see ourselves and how we view our future.
In Africa, we do have very strong motion picture industry in Nigeria and in Southern Africa. Uganda has seen 2 major motion pictures. A lot of the scenes Best in Africa were shot either in South Africa or another African country. And that's largely because Uganda does not have a deeply entrenched motion picture industry and service providers who feed directly into this industry. A big win for us would be BNI Uganda partnering with potential motion picture investors, people coming into this market, to be able to support that industry and businesses in BNI to make the most of this opportunity and transform their lives.
With emotional pictures, setting up studios everywhere, giving opportunities to people to bring their content, bring their stories, bring their experience. Not only will share the global opportunities available in Africa, but it's another avenue to make people make revenue, make them rich, make them grow economically, and again, turn around the economy of Africa on individual levels and to the national levels. And as far as Africa continent is going to be another massive empire.
You know, I'm just going to say in conclusion that if one person comes and joins to see this vision and develops East Africa into a global hub for ownership in content, digital content, intellectual property, and all content that comes from the minds and hearts of people, we will win in the future forever, in perpetuity and throughout the universe.
I stand in awe of the majestic beauty that is Africa, a continent so rich and diverse that it stirs the very essence Earth's life source. It must be the people, the culture, and the spirit of resilience that define this remarkable land. Their vibrant cultures and warm hearts provide an unending wellspring of inspiration. Here, storytellers and filmmakers could draw from the well of Africa's enchantment, weaving narratives that resonate with the entire world. Imagine films that capture the original Africa, the spirit of its people, and the timeless beauty of its landscapes. Among the gems that adorn this vast expanse of wonder, there is no place more fitting for the creation of a motion picture studio than the heart of Uganda.
Motion pictures can be franchised too. A motion picture industry, a motion picture studio can be franchised too. And it can have a system as well. So what we see in East Africa is a franchised motion picture system where a young person can, if they know how to understand the system, which we very simply lay out, they can pick it up, read it and understand it and employ themselves and employ entire communities and change entire communities so that there won't be a young person who doesn't feel like, where am I on TV? Where am I in the movies? We can change that here in our communities. A franchise motion picture studio that caters to the Black community, that caters to the communities of color, that caters to Uganda, that caters to Tanzania, that caters to Kenya, that caters to Rwanda, that caters to all of Africa.
These movie studios will not only entertain, but also educate and inspire, fostering a deeper appreciation for the treasures of Africa and its profound connection to the human experience.